I know someone who makes videos. He spent 3 months rewriting the first sentence of his video and still never published it. I asked him why. He said, "It just doesn't feel good enough yet." 3 months, one sentence. You might think he's just being serious. His standards are too high. But let me tell you, that's not seriousness. That's a collapse of judgment. The essence of perfectionism is not the pursuit of perfection. The essence is this: you cannot distinguish what truly matters from what doesn't, so you end up applying the same standard to every single detail, whether a PPT icon is perfectly aligned or whether your core argument is actually valid. In your mind, they become equally important. That is not having high standards, that is having poor judgment. I know you might disagree, because perfectionists often have three very convincing defenses. Defense 1: I just have high standards. True experts do have high standards, but they know where to apply them. When making a video, the deciding factors are the topic choice, the opening hook, the retention rate, whether the background footage looks premium, or whether your clothes have a wrinkle. Those are not. When giving a presentation, the deciding factors are a clear conclusion, strong data, solid logic, whether every PPT icon is perfectly aligned. That is not. The problem with low-level perfectionism is not that the standards are too high. The problem is that there is no prioritization. You put every detail on the same level, then demand perfection from all of them. That is not high standards. That is a lack of focus. Defense 2: I'm just being responsible. This one is more hidden, but it is also more dangerous. Have you ever thought about this? If your work is never delivered, you never have to face real judgment. "I'm not ready yet." It sounds like a responsible statement, but the hidden meaning behind it is, I don't have to find out whether I'm actually good or not. Perfectionism is often not responsibility. It is avoidance disguised as responsibility. Defense 3: I just have good taste and high standards. If you cannot identify which details actually affect the outcome, then your revisions are just blindly polishing the surface. That is not having good taste. That is failing to identify what matters. So how do you break out of this? There are 4 actions. Let's go through them one by one. Action 1: find the deciding factors. Before you start anything, ask yourself one question. What are the 20% of things that determine 80% of the result? There is a simple way to find them. Write down your desired outcome. For example, I want this video to get 10,000 views, then work backward. To achieve this result, what are the 3 things I absolutely need to get right? For a video, a strong topic, a powerful opening, high viewer retention. For a presentation, a clear conclusion, convincing data, complete logic. These are your deciding factors. Put most of your energy there. For everything else, make it good enough. Let it go. This is not laziness. This is strategic abandonment. Action 2: set a passing standard, not a perfect standard. Do not wait until you feel ready enough before you publish, because your feelings will always tell you it's still not good enough. The correct approach is set a minimum viable standard. Once you reach it, deliver immediately. What is the passing standard for a video? The first 3 seconds can keep people watching. There is one clear core idea in the middle. The ending provides closure. Once these 3 conditions are met, publish it, because your first version of a video does not need to be perfect. It only needs to answer one question: does anyone want to watch this? If nobody watches it, adjusting the font color perfectly is meaningless. If people do watch it, then improve based on real data. Use real feedback instead of endless self-polishing. That is the real way to improve. Action 3: move in layers. Don't apply effort backward. Have you ever experienced this? You spend 2 hours polishing tiny details, only to discover that the overall direction is wrong. Then you have to throw everything away. That is not being serious. That is using your effort in the wrong order. The correct order is simple: set the direction, build the structure, add the content, polish the details at the end. Never reverse this order. If the direction is wrong, the more perfect the details become, the greater the waste. Get the framework right first, then fill in the details. Action 4. Use real feedback to train your judgment. Perfectionists are rarely lacking effort. What they lack is calibration. They don't know how far their feelings are from actual results. There is only one solution: deliver, get feedback, reflect, adjust, deliver again. After every delivery, ask yourself three questions. Which part kept users engaged the longest? Which part caused users to leave the fastest? What are people saying in the comments? Only fix problems that affect the outcome. Do not waste time fixing details that do not matter. Your judgment is calibrated through repeated cycles of real world feedback. There is no shortcut. Finally, remember this: the solution to perfectionism is not becoming careless, it is learning how to prioritize, knowing which things deserve your full attention, which things only need to be good enough, which things should be delivered first and improved later. Once you can make this distinction, you will go further than 90% of perfectionists. Remember this sentence: truly capable people are not those who pay attention to every detail. They are those who can identify the 20% of details that actually matter. People who endlessly polish things that do not affect the outcome are not being serious. They simply have not figured out what they are truly trying to achieve.